Hey cats, it's Ed Gallagher Bud here. I live my life in the countryside and there's no good bus routes. Days moving just too slow for me. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I've got another episode for you of the running news. Thanks for joining me, guys. It's always appreciated. If you haven't done so yet, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, but also click the bell below for notifications when I launch those new videos for you. And it helps the channel out a huge amount if you give this video a thumbs up like, but also share it with your running buddies. Dankeschön. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and also Strava too to see my comeback live in action. Links are in the description. Story 1. I got 3 words for you guys. Asics World Ekiden. You may remember last year's World Ekiden where we united the shoe tubers, kind of a little bit like a slightly faster version of the Avengers, I suppose. I had a team of Andy the Stride Fod Runner. That man has extremely long legs, one of the longest strides I've ever seen. I mean, he's even taller than I am. I think he'd struggle to get through the door frame of the studio, in fact, if he ever came here. Run like Emily Heller? Let's not forget shoe and nutrition sensei Kafuzi. Well, it's all happening again this year, and you can take part as well. The Asics World Ekiden runs from the 10th of November through to the 22nd, and you can get a little taste of what an Ekiden event would be like. It's very famous over in Japan. They get insane numbers of TV viewers watching this kind of relay style event. I think people like run so fast and so hard that they need like oxygen and stuff sometimes at the end. It's all a bit crazy, really. I mean, in fairness, I'm struggling just to get down the shops these days without breaking a sweat. So basically, within an Ekiden, the marathon distance is covered, but over several different segments. I think typically there's 2 10k segments, 3 5k parts, and then a 7.2 kilometer section to finish things off. So you've got the full 42.2 that you need. The World Ekiden over at Asics can involve teams from anywhere, really, so you can get all your buddies and pals together and unite to complete the marathon distance. I'll stick some info in the description or up on the community section of the channel very soon so you can monitor our progress. Fortunately, I've only got to do the 5k section. Mike and the gang have been nice to me and obviously realised that I'm still coming back from injury, so thanks, guys. I don't want to be the lame duck and let you down. If you fancy getting a team together, it's not too late. Head over to the link in the description and you can sign up and then get everyone else across. I think it gives you a link and you can invite people to join. Why not? It could add a little bit of spice into your training that's sadly lacking. You know, it might not be enough just to have the old lady in the shop mobility scooter clapping and cheering you as you do your training. You might want something else there to give you an extra bit of impetus. Go and check it out, guys, the Asics World Ekiden. Story 2. That was with my right arm, by the way. I can actually move it a little bit now. Yay! I was checking out the recent New York Marathon and I found some interesting shoes on the feet of the podium winners. Adidas themselves grabbed 4 of the podium places across the men's and women's finishes, leaving only 2 places for Asics and Nike. Who would have thought, eh? The Adios Pro 2 was the big favourite all round, with both the men's and the women's winner wearing that Light Stripe Pro banger. Though it has to be said that there was only about 13 seconds between the first and third positions in the women's race, so it's pretty close there. It's not an awful lot you can draw from that other than the fact that Nike and Adidas probably pay everyone a bit more. Fellow shoe tuber and Euro legend Alex Filitti, I think he totaled up all the podium places for the various different super shoes, and in fairness, it wasn't surprising reading. It's a bit of a Nike and Adidas game, set and match, really. Hard to believe though, it was very Nike heavy even just a couple of years back. Adidas have really clawed their way back into the competition. Yes, of course, sponsorship comes into it. It's always going to at that top elite level, though I think Adidas have done very well with some subtle and not so subtle shoe designs and are now back firmly in the running. No pun intended. Remember when it was the Vaporfly 4% exclusively across all the podiums? That's gone. That time is in the past. I do ask the question though, will we see more Puma and Asics shoes on those podiums? And will that translate onto non-elite feet very soon? Do you think that Asics and Puma shoes will become the norm at some of your local events? Let me know down in the comments. Story 3. Metaverse, Meta Racer, Meta Speed Sky. Everything's meta these days, isn't it? Even Facebook, and now even Nike are looking at producing some virtual items that you can buy. I think Nike have put forward a load of patents and copyrights to try and sell virtual items in the near future. I'm not sure I can get excited about downloading virtual shoes. Even someone that really loves shoes as much as me, I just don't really think it's going to happen. The Metaverse, if you are not familiar, is this sort of online world which can use both virtual and augmented reality. Now, what has this got to do with running, you may ask? Well, we all know about Strava and Zwift, right? We've got avatars in there. Surely it's only a matter of time when you can, pull on your Next Percents or your Float Ride Energy 3s and run around within the Metaverse wearing your favourite shoes. It all feels a little bonkers to me. I don't think that this is something that I want to do. I like having the actual things. I mean, I'm the guy that buys the vinyl, right? I'm the guy that likes playing guitar, having the actual physical thing there in my hands. Can I see people buying a digital version of a real world item? I think NFTs and stuff seem to make sense when we're talking about basketball cards, sports collectible stuff. I can kind of understand it there. But a shoe's supposed to be worn. It's supposed to be enjoyed and experienced. I don't think any of those emotions will be encountered if you've got like a virtual version of the item. The virtual item won't run the miles with you, will it? It doesn't need to be tied up, and you won't feel the cushion of it when you run over a marathon distance, will you? I think it's a bit of a fashion fraud, this one. All about aesthetics and nothing to do with actual on-foot feel. I don't see it transitioning into a running environment, I hope. Fingers crossed. What do you say though, my valued viewers? Nike just hopping on the fashion bandwagon once again? Or is it something that really excites you? Thinking that you can wear your shoes you have in the real world, perhaps in a virtual world, online. Weird, newfangled stuff. It's not real, is it? Real. We used to have real things in the 1990s. Story 4. You may remember a while back I covered a new shoe brand. They're going to use pace focused foams, so they can tune the actual shoes dependent on the actual pace that a runner will use them for. So you'd have one for sub 7 minute miles, a couple of different other models going a little slower, some faster elite stuff. I did get some news from VIMAZI this week. They look set to be launching their initial models now in April 2022. I think they've been beset by delays. We are all very familiar with those production issues that are haunting all of the brands right now. Sadly, this has pushed back their targets as well, which I'm really gutted about. I mean, if Nike are struggling to get shoes into their own stores, then it's no surprise, is it, that some smaller brands are really struggling too. I think VIMAZI is showing off some of the pre-production models at the Seattle Marathon Expo very soon. I think it's at the end of November, in fact. That's a marathon I wouldn't mind running. Is there a marathon in Portland now as well? Portland, Seattle, I think I could quite happily live over that way. Put me in a forest somewhere, guys. If you are over at the Seattle Marathon Expo, do check out these really, really interesting looking models. I'm very keen to test them out. I know exactly which model should fit with my paces, at least when I get back to full fitness. Look out for these innovative models coming very soon from VIMAZI. That's all the running news for today, guys. If you hear of any nuggets of news, let me know via the email in the description of this video. I will be covering VIMAZI stuff in a bit more detail in the coming months. Musical interlude time. And, I've got to have a musical interlude from Oasis, right, if I'm going to wear this coat. Going back to 1998 here, there was a really great B-sides album released by Oasis called The Master Plan. Yes, it does feature the track The Master Plan, but there's loads of other great ones on there that you need to check out. The beautiful acoustic Talk Tonight is one of my favourites, in fact. Such a nice smooth vocal delivery from Noel Gallagher on that one. I really love Going Nowhere as well. Some really nice electronic organ there, plus acoustic guitars again, and some fantastic string arrangements too. The chaotic live version of I Am the Walrus as well is particularly good, although I do remember reading that I think it was only partly live. I think they made it into a live version by dubbing some stuff in. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that that's the case here. I'm entirely sure why I know that, but there we go. I love the brushes and the very laid-back vibes of Half the World Away. What a wonderful track. Just transports me back to 1998, that one. I remember buying this album, listening to that, and yeah, it really struck a chord with me, that track. It's not all sort of acoustic stuff here though. It's Good to Be Free is a nice sort of shiny, glimmery, feedback-drenched electric rocker. In fact, that's one of the things that Oasis did best, wasn't it, really? Go and check this best of B-sides from Oasis called The Master Plan, released back in 1998. Thanks for sticking with me to the end of today's video, guys. It's much appreciated. I've got my initial review of the Metaspeed Sky from Asics coming up tomorrow for you, so make sure you keep your eyes peeled from when that one drops. Help the channel out by hitting that subscribe button, but also clicking the bell below for notifications when we launch those new videos for you. And it really helps us out too if you give this video a thumbs up like, but also share the video with your running buddies. My name's EDDBUD, and I'll be seeing you